I'm coming back in.
That time again, man. That time.
It is that time again, man. Yo, what it do? It's your boys, Juice and Lou. We back here with another banger for y'all. We're gonna switch it up. We back to the NFL. NFL season is around the corner. And I don't know about y'all, but I miss some football. I miss football. But we got Colin. I mean, we all know who this is. I don't gotta say his name.
Big C.
We all know who he is. And we all know his takes. Therefore, with that being said, as you can see, his top 10 QBs heading into next season. I think after that, I think we're going to talk about I don't know about our top 10 QBs, but we'll name some QBs who have a lot of pressure on them going into this season. So, we'll say that for the end of the video. But for now, let's hop into it.
Going into next year, we're not going to count anybody drafted. Going into next year, based on age, momentum, health, head coach, who are the 10 best quarterbacks going into next year? We count your coordinator. We count your head coach. We count your health, your current momentum. Here we go, 1 through 10. Number 1 is obvious. It's Patrick Mahomes. Let's not waste any time. The most passing yards and touchdown passes in a 5-season span in league history. No reason to debate it. He was virtually perfect in the second half. Yes, he's got Andy Reid and Travis Kelce, but this was a bit of a makeshift receiving core, and his only incompletion in the second half was a throwaway out of the end zone. He was never sacked. That, by the way, was one of his great completions. Patrick Mahomes, an easy number 1. Number 2, Joe Burrow. I thought he eclipsed.
This list is already fried, bro. This list is already fried. Can we stop this? Can we stop this?
Joey.
I'm not even saying this as a Ravens fan. I'm saying this like, bro. He goes to 1 Super Bowl and he's second best quarterback in the league.
A couple.
You have anything to say?
I understand. I'm not a Joe Burrow fan, to be honest with you. What's it called? I think he's just benefiting right now from a really good offense.
Facts.
Chase, Mixon, Higgins, Boyd.
Facts.
Had Tyler Eifert. I don't think they have him anymore. I'm not 100% sure of their tight ends now. Maybe him still. They had a good O-line this past season. Got a little bit better and banged up throughout the year. His numbers are good though. Since coming into the league, and he has a high win percentage when he's on the field. So I understand why he's at 2. He just personally, I don't know. I probably wouldn't have him at 2, but I understand why people put him there.
It's a crime.
Couple of young quarterbacks this year. Highest completion percentage in league history. The only quarterback in the league that I think situationally, big third down, fourth down, can play in Mahomes' sphere. And he's reached the AFC Championship in each of his 2 healthy seasons. Burrow is here for the long term. He's 2. I'm going to move Trevor Lawrence up to 3.
What the? T-Law? I like T-Law, bro. I actually do like T-Law. But 3? I think they're gonna be good this season, but nah, 3.
What top 10 QB list is gonna have Trevor Lawrence at 3?
None. Besides this. But I like T-Law, so not a lot on him, but he's definitely not top 3 yet. He could be. If the Jags, I don't think they're doing a lot this year because they still are a young-ish team. But you are getting Calvin Ridley back. He's definitely a number 1 wide receiver when he was in Atlanta. You got I don't think they have Shenault anymore or Chark.
But they still have there.
Yeah, him. Evan Ingram just signed a big contract down there. O-line's good. You got Travis Etienne or whatever his last name is. coming back.
BTN.
BTN, yeah. From his ACL or some injury. So they'd be a good team. Good team down there after coming back on the Chargers. On Justin Herbert 27-0, but 3 is kind of nuts right now.
3 is nuts.
He gets now Calvin Ridley, a second year in Doug Peterson's system, 7-2 over his last 9 games with a passer rating at 105. There were arguments if you just take away that first half in the Chargers playoff win where he was dreadful.
We're taking away. So we're moving the goalposts now. That's what I'm getting. We moving the goalposts now because we're taking away. That's like saying. That's like
LeBron going like 0 for 10 the first half, but then he shoots 11 for 13 the second half, and they win the game, and then he finishes what? That's like 11 for 24 with 30 points. Be like, oh, he played a good game.
But everybody would literally only talk about the second half. We wouldn't hear nothing about the first half.
Because, I mean, they won.
Bro.
Yeah, pretty much.
So
that's like Brady throwing like 5 picks. Honestly, that's like Brady when they won 10-3, honestly. Because he really didn't do nothing that whole game. But shout out Brady, though. This is not a Brady hate video.
Shout out Brady, man. It's just as a Lamar fan, as a Ravens fan, everybody moving the goalposts for everybody, but it's all on Lamar. Against Miami, right? Justin Herbert, when he blew that lead, right? By the way, if I see Justin Herbert at 4, I might turn the video off.
That Lawrence is better than Herbert in the playoff.
I might turn this video off if Herbert's at 4. But everybody's like, oh, it's a team sport. The defense blew the lead. The offense didn't score. Keep the same energy with Lamar when we blew the lead against the Dolphins earlier this season. Keep the same energy. Because during that time, it was, oh, the offense went cold. I ain't trying to hear that. I'm not trying to hear that.
He was as good as anybody not named Mahomes or Burrow in the last 7 or 8 games of the season. I think with Ridley another year in the system, he's number 3. I think Kellen Moore's a huge hire.
Yo, his list makes sense though. His list makes sense. That he's keeping it like what he said. He said like he started with the age, the numbers, the coaching. Kellen Moore's a good offensive coordinator. I don't know how he's gonna do head coaching. That's a whole different thing. But Herbert, and I like Oregon football. I love their jerseys. So he's from Oregon. I don't know. You just can't blow a 27-0 lead in the third quarter, bro. That's like Atlanta Falcons-esque right there.
People was going to sleep because they thought the game was over, and they wake up, and the Jags won. Man, I can't do this. I can't do this.
For the Chargers, Justin Herbert moves up to 4. By the way, here's a stat you may pay attention to. Do you know he has the most passing yards and touchdown passes in 3 years, the first 3 years in the league? More than Mahomes, more than any player in league history. They just can't get the head coaching perfect yet. The O-line was bad early. I think Kellen Moore is the coordinator that gets the absolute best out of Justin Herbert. 5, Josh Allen. He regressed. There's too many mistakes. Now, again, he's got a howitzer. He and Mahomes have 35-plus touchdown passes in each of the last 3 seasons. So he can go uptown and give you the greatness of Mahomes, but he simply isn't as good situationally. I don't think he's getting the coaching. He doesn't have the offensive line support, and he pulled back this year.
Good. Did he not see the AFC Championship 2 years ago?
He should have won that game. It should have been.
If it wasn't for Travis Kelce and Tyreek Hill, the Bills would have been in the Super Bowl 3 years ago.
When Bills Niners?
They scored in 13 seconds.
Was it Bills Bucks? I think it was Bills.
It would have been Bills Bucks. Now, does Brady still win? Probably, yeah.
That's a whole nother day. I don't know, man.
I'm not doing this, bro.
Shout out Brady.
Brady would have still won that game. Brady would still win that game.
No, we don't know.
If you're telling me if Patrick Mahomes put him 9 points, what's Josh Allen going to do?
He didn't have an O-line. Like, the Bills' O-line was healthy.
What's Josh Allen going to do?
Josh Allen had Diggs.
Josh Allen is a worse...
Gabe Davis, that playoff run, was spazzing. What did he have? He had 4 touchdowns, like 213 yards in that game.
But Josh Allen...
He was spazzing. He had the help at wideout. His defense was actually pretty solid that year. I don't know what happened in the last 13 seconds or whatever, but his defense was solid. I don't know. It's a good game. That's all I'm saying. It's definitely a good game. If
Patrick Mahomes, Tyreek Hill, and Travis Kelce scored 9 points, what's Josh Allen and them? What are they going to do?
You can scheme. Like how, because their O line was getting pressured with 4 D linemen. This 4v5, and they still were losing. I think with the Bucs, they would have to schematically like change, because Josh Allen also is more of a better runner than Patrick Mahomes, and faster, and he's more also put his shoulder down to somebody. But I don't know who wins. I think it'll be a good game. Like I think maybe it's not gonna be a blowout. I'll tell you that. It's not gonna be 31-9. I'd probably say the Bucs, if they do win, it'll be like 27-20. I don't think the Bills get smacked like the Chiefs, just because like at least Josh Allen had like the O-line to run, or like, and they run like more schematic, like quarterback option plays for them and things of that nature. Even though the Bucs had a good run defense that year, but I think it's a closer game than what Mahomes and them did.
I can't believe it, man. All right, man.
Number 6, and now it gets close. I'm going to go Jalen Hurts because I think he's a little bigger than you think. He's become a better passer. I thought he was arguably, and this is with Mahomes,
take Trevor Lawrence out.
The best player in the Super Bowl. I mean, he was unbelievable with his legs. I think Mahomes is better, obviously, and by a gap. But I think Jalen Hurts, 375 yards. His defense, special teams, and run game let him down, and he went to the last series against Patrick Mahomes. That's pretty good. Jalen Hurts 6. This is where it gets real tight. I'll go Stafford. Now, remember, Stafford.
See, this one right here is literally because of coaching. This I understand now. It makes sense why he added coaching as one of his little points to break. Because without Sean McVay, I don't know why he would have Stafford.
Matthew Stafford.
Oh,
yo, man. If I don't see Lamar Jackson on this list, dude,
They had 98 games missed due to injury on this roster, most in the league. The team fell apart. They had 13 different offensive lines, most in the league. This guy won a Super Bowl a year ago and out-dueled Joe Burrow in it. Stafford's really good. He's very expensive. There's stories the Rams are getting frustrated. They'd like to redo his contract, and he was beat up this year, but he's a world-class arm talent, very good in big games, home, away, lead, trailing. You get the same guy usually. I would put Aaron Rodgers 8. He had a bad year by Aaron standards, 91 passer rating. Some of it's young receivers, but he's not committed in the offseason. I also think Aaron has slowly, and we saw this pre-Jordan Love, I just don't think he's good enough now to not totally commit year-round, and he's not. Their O-line was excellent. Aaron Jones, excellent, good enough at tight end. Christian Watson emerged.
Well, no, this was pre-Jets, so yeah.
Aaron needs to be better. You got to commit to the offseason because Burrow, Mahomes, Herbert, Lawrence, Allen, Jalen Hurts are. He's at 8. Number 9, Lamar Jackson. Listen, I'm concerned too, but he wins 75% of his starts. He has the second highest win percentage among all active quarterbacks behind only Patrick Mahomes.
You love him to Patrick Mahomes, yo. I think every player he's talked about, he's mentioned Patrick Mahomes.
I mean, but that's the standard now, though, so you're going to hear it.
Just get it out your mouth, bro.
He's dynamic. He's a game changer. He is one of the hardest guys in the league to prepare for. But he hasn't been great in the playoffs. I worry about his health. But to deny he's not a top 10 quarterback, I'm sorry. You can't win 74% of your games in this league in that division and tell me you're not a top 10 quarterback. And number 10, it's weird, but Jared Goff was outstanding down the stretch. He was unbelievable. 15 touchdowns and no picks in the last 2.5 months.
Jared Goff numbers were tough. It was like 31 and 9 this season, like 4,200 yards, something like that.
If we're talking to
no Dak, no Dak.
If we're talking to his standards or like to his points, Lamar at 9, whatever. But if we're talking top 10 quarterbacks, Lamar is easily 5, 6. If we're talking about what they do for their squad, 5, 6. I can only put maybe Allen. Allen by a hair, Burrow by a hair, Mahomes.
Hurts better.
I'll give Hurts by a hair. And who else was there?
Ben Johnson with 15 touchdowns and no.
I'll put Lamar at 5. The only person I'm taking is Mahomes, him by a hair, and him by a hair.
They can't see you pointing, bro.
Oh, my bad. Mahomes, Burrow by a hair, Allen by a hair, Hurts by a hair. That's the only people I'm taking in front of Lamar. Herbert not better. Lawrence not better. Lawrence just now started getting good. What are we talking about? Well, Lawrence has always been good. Let me say that. But if we're talking NFL standards,
this is gonna be his 3rd season, right?
Yes. So we'll see.
No picks in the last 2.5 months. Ben Johnson returns. Listen, you could say, well, he's got a good O-line. Yeah, he does. I'm counting that. Great OC, great O-line, 2 capable running backs. I thought he had a great year. Number 4 in total offense. Better at home than on the road. Better in a clean pocket than a muddy one. But I think, listen, he's a former number 1 pick for a reason. He's a talented guy. I've always said he's like Matt Ryan with a much better arm. And Matt Ryan with an MVP. Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching.
Go back real quick. Go to the start. Hear what he said. I forgot what he said. Something about age, coaching, what else?
Drafted. Going into next year, based on age, momentum, health, head coach, who are the 10 best quarterbacks?
All right, now go back to the top 10. Age, health, momentum, and coaching.
Age, health, momentum, coaching.
That makes sense for Trevor because momentum is there, the age is there, the coaching's there, and the health.
No, I know. If we're going by his points, I don't care about this.
It doesn't make sense for Matthew Stafford. It doesn't make sense for Aaron Rodgers.
That's what I'm saying.
And even though
like, why is if we're going by injuries and momentum and age, why is Stafford and Aaron Rodgers ahead of Lamar Jackson?
Well, yeah. Well, Aaron was healthy.
They ain't have no momentum.
Neither did y'all.
We made the playoffs.
Yeah.
We made the playoffs with Tyler Huntley at quarterback.
Pro Bowl.
I'm not doing this. Lamar on this list, Lamar should be at 7. He's jumping 2 spots ahead of them too. But hey, that's tough, man. But hey, you get 3 quarterbacks that have the most to prove or most pressure, most pressure in the next season.
I say no order.
No order. Yeah, no order.
I got Fields up there because people were saying top 15. Going into the season,
Fields has had a lot of hype.
They got he has 24 touchdowns in his career, 21 interceptions. That's his passing. He does have like 10 or 11 rushing touchdowns though, with over 1,500 yards on the ground, which is impressive. But he's got number 1 now, DJ Moore. You got Mooney there. They traded for Claypool last year, so they got some weapons. O-line, they picked up 3 new O-linemen this offseason. And I forgot the running back. I know they got Khalil Herbert, but I don't think they have David Montgomery anymore, which is fine. But I think he has something to prove. I think he has a little bit pressure. The NFC North is weak. Um, so I think he's one of the quarterbacks. Another one who's kind of iffy is, well, before I said it, well, it was gonna be Kyler, but he doesn't have a team and he's hurt now, so it's not gonna be him this season. Maybe next season. But I think your boy Lamar has some pressure this year. This is his sixth season after the 2019 campaign MVP. Things just have not gone well for him, and injuries, which is bad luck. But he has a good roster, has some weapons. Excited to see what Zay Flowers can do. Odell Bateman's getting healthy. Got Mark Andrews, top 3 tight end in the game. Defense is still good. Y'all just got Roquan Smith. I think y'all had like the top 5 defense with Roquan Smith last year once he was added to y'all team. So y'all got a really good team this year, Juice. It really comes down to health with Lamar, and see if he can. Let's see what he can do in the playoffs. This could be Odell's last season. That's what he's airing out there, possibly. So I think he's at this in that top 3, and I think the last person would be Josh Allen. Josh Allen he has to go to one bowl. He's come close. Short last year in the divisional game, snow game. Didn't have Von Miller. I think if they had Von Miller last season, I've been like an advocate. Like, I thought they would go to the Super Bowl with him. They just had no pass rush to get to Joe Burrow on that game. Diggs, we saw his frustration with the team or over the off season at training camp. They're starting back up though. He says he's happy. We'll see how long that lasts, especially if they're not winning and he's not getting the ball. Maybe he could be out of there soon. Who knows? So I think this year, in a tough AFC, you got, like I said, with the Ravens earlier, Chargers, Jags, Bengals, Chiefs. I mean, they're all right there. The Jets in your division, A-Rod coming to the division. It would be outstanding if, like, Outland. Well, not good for Josh Allen if the Jets won, but outstanding for Aaron Rodgers if they were able to win the division. So I don't expect them to, but I think the Bills still have the better team. They'll be healthy again, but this is make it or break it. You got to appear in the bowl at least. I think that's his. I wouldn't mind if they lost it, but they have to get there. So, Josh Allen, your time is ticking, brother.
I say honorable mention goes to Trey Lance. I think there's been a lot of hype of Trey Lance out of since he got drafted, and I think it was hurt.
He was benched.
It was benched, hurt. And then he can't. Well, that's it. Just benched and hurt. So then you got outperformed by the very last pick in the draft last year,
Purdy.
By Purdy. So honorable mention goes to him because Trey Lance could definitely be in another uniform come next season, 2 seasons from now. So it's definitely going to be 4, 5, and 9. Herbert, Allen, and Lamar. Herbert. I feel like what's understood doesn't have to be explained. Like, I don't care about injuries because we are injured and Lamar is still held to a certain pedestal. But Herbert and Allen are easily the most protected quarterbacks in this league. It's not even close. Actually, it is kind of close because Patrick Mahomes is protected. But
he gets the job done.
I was ready to say, he's been there twice. 3 times and won twice. Herbert and Allen, you would have thought they were Hall of Famers. Herbert, he explained it earlier in this video. It gets a pass. Josh Allen always gets a pass. He's been the golden boy for 3 years now. I think he's had the highest MVP odds for the past 2 years. Because he's definitely supposed to win it last season, supposedly. Flopped. But hey, man, there's no excuse for Josh Allen because I don't think he's regressed, but he picks and chooses when he wants to lock in or not.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said before, a few years ago against Patrick Mahomes, AFC Championship, he locked in. That's not his fault that they lost. It's just, overtime that sucks that happened. But then against the Vikings last year, you sit here fumbling at the 1 yard line with the game on the line. Y'all end up losing. What's going on, Josh? Justin Herbert. I already said him, but Lamar. You haven't had a decent number one since your whole career. You never had a number one your whole career. Your best wide receiver, Mark Andrews is not a wide receiver. He's a tight end. For all the people, he throws to Mark Andrews. His position is tight end. Hollywood Brown was his best wide receiver he's had since he's been in this league. And Zay Flowers is a better version of Hollywood Brown. OBJ is OBJ. Hopefully he can give us something. And then Bateman was Bateman. So you got you a squad. So let's hope that, you gotta do something with it now. Got a new offensive coordinator finally.
Mm-hmm.
So we're gonna go in next season. We're gonna be real pass heavy, I'm sure. Well, not pass heavy, but we definitely gonna mix it up. It's not predictable, so it's up to Lamar now to prove the haters wrong. I've seen Lamar throw and win games, but we gotta see it consistently. So Herbert, Allen, and Lamar. That's my three.
Alrighty.
Yeah.
It's not bad.
Yeah, I see. But y'all let us know what QBs have the most pressure, and we'll see come next season. Let us know. Comment your favorite team. Tell us your favorite team, and tell us y'all's. Tell us your favorite quarterback, and tell us what record you think your team gonna get this season. Let us know, man. But hey, until the next video, it's your boys Juice and Lou, and we out of here. Peace.